Hey, what's up? What's going on out there? I'm about to check out this video about Shannon Sharpe and Ray Lewis's relationship. Now, David, hope I'm saying the dude's name right. He interviewed Ray Lewis about, I guess, some other stuff, but Shannon Sharpe name came up, and I was wondering like what was going on with their relationship. It seemed like everything was okay, but all this stuff just kept popping up. I kept seeing mentions of this interview just keep popping up and people talking about it. So I'm going to check it out and give my 1-2 about it.
Shannon Sharpe, did you think he was one day going to be a good TV guy personality?
Yeah.
So you knew he was made for TV.
Yeah.
And would he say he's going to do it?
Yes, he had already started prep.
How much before he retired did he
He'd been started.
Oh, so he's known he's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised by the success he's having with his podcast and TV and
No.
him and Skip and Stephen A. all that stuff.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked at his content. I wouldn't in a million years the things that Shannon has said now or did now. I would never believe that Shannon will say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink. Ever.
Well, it might be one of those things, honestly, they might not have been as close as we or they thought they were. And from the outside looking in, I thought they were closer. Like sometimes you think you know somebody and you really don't. For example, he's talking about the drinking thing. Like maybe Shannon could have just taken it up or been hiding it. Who knows? But from my memory, I remember when Ray Lewis was going through the whole murder thing, or the guy dying or whatever in Atlanta, and Shannon Sharpe was taking up for him a lot, like talking to interviewers about him, just trying to shield him from stuff. And I think at one point in time, Ray Lewis was living with Shannon, to kind of shield him from all the controversy and the stuff like that. But that's crazy if he's been around him so much and he's a friend like that, to think he's never seen him drink or him to turn a quote unquote new leaf is kind of strange.
Like it was against the law, right? Because he had some stuff in his family that he didn't want to follow that. And
Well, bingo. Like I said, I haven't seen this interview at all, and I was just thinking that, like I said earlier, maybe it's something he didn't want to expose to anybody else because, like Ray said, he had an issue in his family, so maybe he just hid it from everybody. Maybe not.
and then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're gonna take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance, right? A lot of times, a lot of these gossip conversations that they're having and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom,
And I knew Ray was gonna come back, with the whole scripture spiel. Like ever since he had that whole murder thing, he turned a new leaf and became a so-called quote unquote Christian or whatever. But he's talking about Shannon being in the world and stuff like that. But the crazy thing about it was when Shannon and Ray was on the show with Skip, Shannon was pretty much acting the same way. And I can see how Shannon's trajectory went towards doing his own thing with his platform, being silly, just having his own voice. I saw that coming back when he started with Skip. I'm like, this dude is going to branch off and do his own thing. He's talented enough to do it. And I saw it back then. Like even some of the stuff Ray Lewis didn't say he didn't see, I kind of saw it. And that's looking from a distance too. But, another thing too, maybe the fame went through his head. Maybe he felt like, he had to appease certain people or do certain things to, garner a certain amount of attention. It could be that too.
A lot of times, and a lot of the guys get in trouble with these podcasts and things, man, because everybody wants the follower, everybody wants to be popular, everybody wants to make money, but that's a tight rope into what you call influence and popularity. And the devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence that when people see you, they see an image of him. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you will switch out like that.
Well, one thing I'm going to say too, I wonder if Ray had this conversation with Shannon first. Because now that I think about it, they had a little thing too going back and forth when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee or whatever, and Ray Lewis was telling them on the show why he didn't take a knee or something like that. And Shannon said something against him, and they kind of had a back and forth, I think. But then they sort of made up, I guess. But in this situation too, and it's very important, especially young brothers out there, brothers and sisters, to understand. Like, if you have a problem or an issue with somebody, especially that you're close with, the first thing you need to do is bring it up with them. Then, if they don't hear you, bring it up to people that know you all. Bring it in front of a group of people that really know you all. And if they're not hearing you at all or whatever, man, just do like the Messiah said, just treat them like a heathen. You can't deal with them because that person, if they really loved you and they really appreciate it, they will hear you out, especially if they're doing something that's wrong or they've wronged you or something like that. But again, I hope Ray talked to Shannon Sharpe first, but by the looks of it, he didn't, because all the stuff I was saying about, I saw Shannon's reaction. Like I said, I didn't see this particular interview yet, but judging by his reaction, he didn't have a conversation with him first. And Ray talking about all this gospel, he on a damn podcast talking about it right now. Damn, they're doing the same thing.
Really? And I would never, ever. Why? Because of the respect that I have for my mother, my daughters, my granddaughters, life, period. And I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. The platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help. Everybody just gets on. Like, everybody's talking now. Everybody got a podcast. Is the new marriage coach. Everybody's the new relationship coach. And ain't nobody coaching themselves.
But again, Ray, you gotta look at it like this. Everybody's not in it for the same thing that you might be in it for. Like, if Ray Lewis had a podcast, I'm pretty sure he would stay in a more positive direction from based on what he's saying and based on how he's lived his life, especially after the murder thing he had going on. So that would be along the lines of like something he would do. Somebody else, if they're interested in money, getting fame, wealth, that's not going to appeal to them. So everybody being on the same page with certain wants, if they have a podcast, like, they're not going to be. Everybody's not going to be on the same page.
Because if you were coaching yourself, when it says power of life and death is found in the tongue, then go back and check out a couple of episodes and ask yourself, do you give life or do you give death? And that's why, me personally,
That's a great scripture, by the way. I think it's in Proverbs. I can't remember the exact chapter and verse, but that's a great script right there. It's power and life in the tongue, and like whatever you, like I'm butchering it right now, but whatever you say, basically, if you believe in one or the other, you're gonna bring it to life.
Yeah, I kind of do my own thing, stay in my own lane. What's going on, everyone? It's your man, Sugar Ray Lewis.
Well, that's the end of the interview from what I wanted to touch on, but it was just interesting. And again, I hope that Ray had a conversation with Shannon about anything that he thought was wrong or direction he was taking that he didn't approve of first before jumping out there. And again, I think that he didn't, just based on Shannon's reaction. But like I said, man, you have to live and learn, and hopefully these two brothers can go talk it out and get close, like I guess they used to be in the past. But anyway, that's my 1-2 on it. Leave your commentary. Let me know what you think.